So I think it's got to be Zegras. Zegras, if he scores that first goal, he is going to fire everybody up. Like you saw the passion he had when he scored that rocket. Like he went and he slammed on the boards. Like the passion from Zegras after he scores his goals, like just the passion all around from Zegras. If you get a Zegras goal early, South Philly's going to be going nuts. And I don't think that Pittsburgh's going to be able to bounce back from that. And I think that gets the rest of the team pumped. And I think that gets Zegras pumped up especially. And I think if Zegras were to score that first goal, they go back to that games 1-3 team that we saw. That like Zegras has been one of the biggest factors for this team all year. He was probably the best acquisition of the offseason, and he needs to be that guy to step up for you. I was thinking about saying Owen Tippett, and I would love for Owen Tippett to step up. It's just that I don't know if he can in this series because he hasn't been able to step up whatsoever in this series. So I think it's got to be Zegras who scores that first goal for you, because he's just going to electrify the crowd. He's going to electrify the team, and I think it'll just get everybody pumped up. And hopefully, you'll see a win in Game 6 in South Philly off of Trevor Zegras' first goal.
Absolutely, and I'm kind of 50-50 with Michkov. I think if anything, if you're going to throw him back in the lineup, Bump has to stay, and can probably consider a guy either like Forrester or Tippett, because I mean, if Michkov took this benching to heart and wants to come back more motivated, who better to score that first goal than him and ignite the crowd? Like, that would be a perfect moment. But I think I agree with the Zegras. I'm just going to go with someone different. I want to go with Owen Tippett. I just think the way he's playing this series, it's not going to happen. The guy I'm honestly going to go with Porter Martone. I think he was the guy early on in this series. He comes back in Philly. He's a rookie. He's kind of been down low. The Penguins haven't had to worry about him like they did in Game 1 and Game 2. He gets an opportunity, one-timer, let's say from Konecny or Dvorak, he connects perfectly and just snipes it past it, and then he gets to do his celebration like he did at Michigan State. Like, that would be, I think, the perfect way to ignite the crowd, and especially if it's 1-0. I will say this. The Penguins, the past two games, have been able to score within the first 4 minutes of the first period. If the Flyers can do that, that might be the momentum they need. What was good, like I said, about Game 1 and Game 2, although there was no scoring on both sides, they controlled the period. They can no longer control periods, I think, because they don't have the momentum. When you control periods, you have momentum. They don't have momentum in this series. And able to swing that momentum back, you can't control. You have to be good at forechecking. If you're not good at forechecking, you don't win games. It's that plain and simple. But to be able to score that goal when you don't have the momentum, that's when you get the forechecking back. That's when you get the ability to control the period back. And if they can do that, they could win Game 6. But to wrap things up, I have to bring it up. If we do lose tomorrow night and we go to Game 7, where is your confidence level on a scale from 1 to 10? And what would they have to do to win that Game 7?
Yeah, so if they do lose Game 6, which I'm really hoping they don't, and they need to win Game 6. My confidence level, honestly, is at like a 3. To be honest, because then you have to go drive all the way back to Pittsburgh and go play a Game 7 where the crowd is going to be insane, and Crosby is not going to go down, and he's not gonna go back to Pittsburgh in a Game 7 and lose. Like, that's just not going to happen from Crosby, because Crosby is not the type of player to do that. He's been around for so long, so he's not going to go into a Game 7 and in his home house with a possible reverse sweep and lose. So I think they need to win Game 6 just so they can avoid that, because I feel like Game 7, if it goes back to Pittsburgh, it's honestly an inevitable loss. Like, because you just can't do it. So they need to score early, like you said, within the first 4 minutes of Game 6 to really get that momentum back on their side. And then if they could score again in the first period without giving up a goal in that first period, go up 2-0, and then you go into the first intermission, you've got to be feeling great. And Crosby and the Penguins are going to go back out there firing, but you already have that 2-goal cushion. So they need to do that in game 6. But if it does end up getting to a game 7, I don't know if I can really be confident in the team, because this team has had a lot of resiliency all year.